What's going on, people? It's Songer, and you are watching Take Flight.
Hey, yo, what's good? It's your boy Wings. You're tapped in with Take Flight. Today, our second return international guest, my guy. You've seen him a million times already because we posted some crazy ass music. Songer in the building.
Thank you for having me, my brother.
Bro, come on. Appreciate you coming out again. Also have to make note, Songer's out here at the 27 Project in Penrith. So you've taken the time.
Yeah, always.
It's hot as fuck outside.
It is hot, yeah. I'm not used to it.
What's the weather like right now in England?
In the UK, I think it's about 2 degrees Celsius.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah, my boy just came home. He was living in Perth for a bit. And he went from 41 degrees to 2 degrees in a day.
Yeah, not trying to do that, bro. I wouldn't be feeling too well. You know what I mean? Anyway, appreciate you making the time to come out here.
Thanks for having me.
If you're watching this, you've already seen Flip the Switches out. Go back and run that shit. You already know how good that fucking thing was.
I fucking love that.
Literally just walked out to this chair right now, so we got to get it in.
Yes, sir.
Again, first return guest from overseas in the hot seat. How's it feel?
Mate, it feels good, bro.
Come on, bro.
It just feels legendary. Take Flight, it feels legendary. So... like the same as last time, I feel welcome here. It feels good. It feels natural. Mate, it's a pleasure to be back.
Again, appreciate it, bro. Let's go. You're currently on tour. The man himself, Dizzy Rascal.
Yeah.
How's the tour been so far, and the experience of linking up with like a legend in the game on the opposite side of the world, bro?
Mate, crazy. Like when I first heard the news that like they wanted to get me involved, it's one of them moments where it's like, damn, man, like shit's actually working. Because I mean, I grew up with a framed picture of Boy in a Corner in my little outhouse in my garden where we used to just get fucked up all the time. So it's gone from that to kind of being able to share a stage, which is just unbelievable.
On the opposite side of the world too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Bonkers.
Well,
no, shit.
Unexpected, come on.
That's how the world works.
So had you ever linked up previously over your side of the world?
Nah. I think it just, when it came down to Dizzy picking a support act, it just seems to make sense in a way because Dizzy's the king of so many different subgenres of kind of rap music, whether it's bass music or dance music or poppy music or grime or whatever it is. And I like to try different things as well. So I'd never compare myself to great, but musically, I think it makes sense.
It makes a whole lot of sense. Literally, the second thing I've got written down here is the fact that Dizzy has made those crossovers over the years.
Yeah.
Yourself, you've also dabbled in a fair bit.
Yes, sir.
How has it been for yourself watching those two sides of the world come together more and more as time goes on and evolve, really?
Yeah, it's been crazy. And it's kind of, the timing has worked for me because like, I love making drum and bass music. I like making personal music. I like making grime music, whatever it is, garage. And I feel like, as it's evolving, the genres are kind of blending, but instead of them all turning into one thing, it's just creating new little pockets and new little subgenres, which is beautiful. And it works for me because I'm all about making stuff that doesn't sound like stuff I've already done.
Let's go.
So like, as that evolves, I can evolve with it. And then like my core fan base, if I then drop something super personal, I like the fact that I could drop any type of music and no one would be shocked. Like, some people might like the shock value, but I like the fact that, a song has done an R&B tune, that makes sense. Or a song has done a drum and bass tune, that makes sense.
It just, no matter where you go, you seem to fit.
Yeah.
Yourself, what you do as a person just fits in with it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've got so many different moods and kind of versions of myself. Like, I vary from day to day. I might wake up and feel different to the day before. And I like to think that my music reflects that in terms of if you put on a playlist full of all my music, like, there's something in there for everybody. It doesn't matter how you're feeling, good day, bad day, summer, winter, there's something in there.
That's beautiful to hear, bro. And in saying that, like you said, that people are happy to hear you on these different sounds, different genres. Yeah. Has there been a song or something you've ever dropped where you've seen the audience go,
I mean, sometimes, like there was a run of songs, which coincidentally are probably like the highest performing songs I've done, but it went kind of like toxic and then a run of drum and bass songs. And like, there are people who want to feel that connection to something more personal, which I completely understand because, I mean, like it's like a different moods, different soundtrack. But at the end of the day, I can only make music that I'm feeling at that time. Because otherwise, if I was to make a sad song, or I say sad song, like a personal song, introspective song, and I wasn't actually feeling that way at the time, then
it's not real.
It would be null and void. Do you know what I mean? The reason those songs connect in the first place is because I wrote that because I needed to. Like I wrote that to get it off my chest. So yeah, it just kind of swings and roundabouts. There has been periods where people want to hear different things, but I don't know, I pride myself on writing how I feel. And
But I think people respect that too, because you stick to your guns, you come out, and even if it isn't just what's there at the time, people can see what you're doing, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it will make sense. Like, it's never going anywhere because I'm so up and down just as a human being, which sounds deep, but I think everyone's like that.
100%.
I think everyone's like that. So there's always going to be different genres and different sounds.
Yeah.
But in that period, things were picking up and I was like, man, this is feeling unbelievable. And I feel like the music sounded like that.
Beautiful, bro. And it seemed like that from this side where watching it. Everything is, as much as things go up and down as a person, you right now just seem to be on a consistent slope up, right?
Thank you, bro.
How I feel about it. Speaking of the D&B stuff, the dance stuff, you obviously got a latest collab with Australian-owned producer Lude.
Yes, sir.
Where did that collab come from, bro?
I just feel like it made sense. Like, Lude's absolutely loved in the UK. I'm trying to grow and build in Australia as well. And like sonically, it makes a bunch of sense. And my brother Killowen, who's unbelievably talented, who I shared a song with in terms of lyrics, it just felt good. And Shapes is on production as well. They collabed, Shapes and Lude, on that one.
Okay.
But it just felt right. It just felt right. And we just kind of connected, dropped each other a message and said, surely this makes sense.
100%. More so, yeah, they're not. Did you link before this, or is this just like an internet vibe?
Nah, we'd spoken before, just kind of showed each other love and stuff like that. But it was just a kind of, should we do it? Let's do it.
Got it done.
Yeah, got it done.
Have you linked since? Haven't looked and seen if there's photos of you two together out playing it or something?
Nah, the plan was, so over the run of New Year's festivals, when we did Northern Bass and Rhythm and Vines and that, we were hoping to overlap, but it was always kind of, I was on a Friday, he was on a Saturday, or he was on the Friday, I was on a Sunday, something like that. So it's just sod's law, really. But the time will come, and when it does, it's, do you know what I mean? If either one of us bring out the other person, it's game over.
Is he in Australia right now?
I believe so.
Someone make the call.
Yeah,
Someone make the call.
Trust me, I'm all over it.
Another Australian link up, which is huge to see happen, and I love to see happen. Obviously, Tonks
Yes, sir.
with Nerve, DEE, crazy link up in general.
Crazy link up.
You've done a bunch with Nerve. You've linked the first time you're out here, I think. At Take Flight, Nerve was there the first time in the studio.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had linked previously before.
Yeah, Nerve. It's at the point now. Nerve is actually my brother. I can't say how much I love that guy. The first time we came to Australia and we were touring, he opened up in Brisbane, and then we went studio. We made a couple tunes. And then like the vibe was just correct. And then like wherever, like he came to Melbourne and we just caught a vibe really, ended up having a few drinks, whatever. And then, I don't know, got close. He came over to Reading, where me and the boys live. He stayed with my manager in his house for a few weeks. And yeah, it's just like,
it's like a real relationship.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. What do you think has made the connection so strong? Because it's good to see two people from opposite sides of the globe in this world, the music space, because we always talk about the UK and Oz, you know, joining together. So many similarities, but it's not too often we see like a real friendship out here, but it's seeming like that.
Yeah, it definitely is. And like before I came out last year, I wasn't even really familiar with Nerve at all, which I think kind of makes it more like organic, because when we were in studio and we were just making tunes, and because he's an unbelievable producer as well.
Facts.
Crazy.
Facts.
Like, he's just crazy talented and he lives and breathes it. So like, that's how I like to feel I am as well. And I think it just clicked.
The collab just makes too much sense. Collab in relationship anyway, bro. So Tonks, obviously in the gym with DEE and Nerve.
Yes,
since that day, who benches more, you or Nerve? Come on.
Definitely Nerve.
Come on, bro.
Definitely Nerve.
Got to put that work in.
Bro, I could count on one hand how many times I've been to the gym in a long time.
So out here it's not happening? There's no Nerve song and link ups?
No, it was at the start of the year. I thought, you know what, I'm going to get healthy this year, like fit, whatever. And then I was in the sea and got done in by a wave. I would have rather been eaten by a shark than done in by a wave,
bro. First of all, don't bring up sharks on the Take Flight Fucker podcast, because I'm not a fan, cuz.
Really?
But what are you talking about? The wave just fucked you up?
Bro, like we were just being idiots in the sea and just trying to like body surf these waves. And it just picked me up and lobbed me on the floor, and then just like tore my ligaments in my shoulder.
That bad?
Yeah. So after that, I was just like, do you know what? Like, that's a sign. I'm going to get a packet of crisps.
Don't worry about the gym. Just stay out of the water, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is beach like a thing over your side?
It is, yeah. Like, there's a place called Bournemouth, which is beautiful in the summer.
Bournemouth?
Yeah. So I spent some time at uni there as well. And in the summer, it really is like beautiful. But it doesn't compare.
I was going to say also weather's not the greatest all year round, right?
No, exactly. Yeah, it's 3 months a year. It's unbelievable, but it doesn't quite touch Australia, to put it lightly.
Look, I'm one of the rare few that just doesn't give too many fucks about the beach, but I do love the look of a beach. Yeah, I love walking 100%. Past the beach. Look, while we're still talking Oz collabs, bro, we've seen on Instagram your DJ, producer, I don't know what we call him, Cam. Yeah. I've seen him on some writing stuff with Chillin' It online.
Yeah.
Is there any future link-ups between you and any other artist, say like Chillin' It or anyone else out here that we've talked about or you've seen happen? Yeah?
Yeah, I hope so. Like, I love spending time out here and I love working whilst I'm out here. So, like, naturally, I feel like it will happen. Like, me and Chill have showed love to each other just online, but it's never connected because whilst Cam was at the writing camp, I was North Australia.
Okay.
But yeah, it's bound to happen, really.
Yeah.
And like, mate, I'm open to anything. Good music's good music. So whether it's Chilling It or someone who's just starting up, I'm always down to get in a studio.
I love that, cuz. I love that. Bro, well, we've got to keep on the music because obviously last year you dropped The Price of Therapy, bro. That was March last year. I did write it down, but I've lost it, yeah. I did read online that you said it's about the positive and negative consequences of using music as a form of help. Does that sound correct?
Yeah.
I tried to take it from an interview online, yeah? We often hear, rappers talk about how music acts as a positive outlook.
Yeah.
A positive outlet for everyone. Yeah. What are some of the opposite sides of that, the negative sides?
Well, as you're chasing something that you don't really know, or I can only speak for myself, but you don't really know if you actually crave. Like, I don't crave fame. I don't crave attention. I don't crave anything like that. I just crave having a voice, and it's also my coping mechanism. So like, the bigger I get, obviously there's beautiful things that come with it, but you're also sacrificing like a part of your privacy and I don't know, it's just daunting. But that's just me. That's just the way my brain's wired. And so like, that's how I expressed it during that album. It's like, it's a confusing feeling when you can feel everything getting better, but there's something in you that goes, you might be sprinting in the wrong direction here. But like I say, that's just me. And it could be one day I'll wake up the next day and I'll be like, what was I talking about? Like, what was I thinking about? Like, life is beautiful. Do you know what I mean? But I'll never stop doing it because I do believe at my core that is what I'm meant to do. And that's the way that I express myself. And I'm better at writing it in a song than I am having a conversation about it.
Okay.
Like, it's easier to tell 1 million people than it is to tell 3 blokes in a room. Do you know what I mean? So like, that's how I deal with it. But there's just certain things that give me anxiety about it. So, but that is just like my brain, how it's wired. And it doesn't mean it's logical, but it does exist.
100%. And look, I can't dive too deep into it because I know we're on time limits trying to get places today. But if we're just looking back, you said that, you like being like having a voice and also like using a track for the reasons that you do, using a record, using a song. Was there a point in life where you decided like, we're talking early rap days, yeah? Where you're like, this is how I want to get my shit out there. Was it a young kid thing or as growing up, as a teenager?
Yeah, no, it was because there's obviously, it's also an ego game as well, isn't it? Like, it just is.
Yeah.
So like growing up, like I knew I could do it. So I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to do it. And like when I did the black box, stuff like that, and it was all about, I suppose it is almost like a validation, like an ego. It's just like, look at me, I'm fucking good at this. Do you know what I mean? It probably is one of them. But then it just becomes way more than that. It becomes your personality because Song is my surname as well.
Okay.
So like I don't want to have a disconnect between who Songer is as an artist and who I am as a person.
You want to be that same person.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of people, and I see it firsthand, that have a switch, right?
Yeah.
That's the, and I get it.
I completely get it. I completely respect it. And obviously there is an element of that. Like if you're making like a greasy tune, like you don't have to lie, but like you have to make it sound crazy. Do you know what I mean? That's what people want to hear.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just became a thing, like an addiction, I suppose, where once it gets to a point of, what's possible, what's the point in stopping?
Let's go, bro. Inspirational words. Yeah. The Price of Therapy, a few tracks off it, bro. One thing that stood out to me on Beware of the Dog was a little snippet in there.
Yeah.
The little, I don't know if you call it a sample, but the little soundbite. Yeah. Where did you hear that? Because that's straight out of Australia too, right?
Yes, sir. But like that just went crazy viral in the UK.
The video did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the little snippet. Like it just does the rounds on social media. And like I wanted to call that song Beware of the Dog, even though like there isn't a lyric in it that says Beware of the Dog until right at the end.
Yeah.
I just heard the beat and wrote the first verse and thought I'm going to call this Beware of the Dog. So when we were thinking about what we're going to do with the space in between, I just thought like,
this is perfect.
Yeah, try this, see what it sounds like. And then we put it in there and it sounded hard. And we were like, it's the perfect balance of kind of humor. It is like relatability because it's also a conversation starter. I don't know. We just tried it. Thought it was funny.
No, I just didn't know it made its way out of Australia, to be honest, because that man, he's a very Australian guy. For those people who might be tuning in and haven't listened yet, it's that, and everyone knows it, bro. They came, and the dog came bounding over, and he just starts barking. This is a real life man barking at the news camera, right?
Mate, crazy.
You know, he made a return like not all that long ago.
What?
The news station found him, and he like replicated the video, bro. So he made the comeback.
Shout out him.
Come on, bro. Shout out that guy. Opening track, bro. You do a huge ass line that I wrote down, but I'm not going to read it all out. But long story short, you emphasize you're not a viral fucking TikTok, yeah? Mm-hmm. Your music has attracted a whole lot of success, especially on, again, Toxic last year. You got a whole lot of shit, but that was like a big boom last year.
Yeah.
I think I say later, but the second highest selling UK rap track of 2024.
Excluding Kehlani by Jordan Odetunji. And I think it's Backbone. So it is fourth. But
okay.
Like, it felt better to say second.
100%. But like, were they not there at the time or?
No, they were. But like, it just depends whether you class it as drum and bass or kind of R&B.
Yeah, okay.
But like, technically it is fourth.
Okay, all right. Look, besides that, how has the process been for you to show that, you know, there's more artistry to yourself than just that? Because you go through your other songs and like you said, you've got such a range sound, yeah? So how has it been getting that out to showing other people that this is what you're capable of?
Yeah, I mean, it takes time because it was like nothing I've ever done has brought me more fans than that or like more eyeballs. Like there was one point in time where it was just a cheat code. If you posted it on TikTok, it would go viral.
Didn't matter who it was?
Yeah, it didn't matter. If you posted it, it would go viral, which is incredible. Nothing has ever brought me that many eyeballs before. But after that, like you have so many different conversations with different labels and different A&Rs or whatever that just want you to do like they're expecting that again. Do you know what I mean? Like do it on Pump It, Black Eyed Peas, something like that, which would be wicked. But I was beast
of a record too, by the way.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I was just conscious of that I didn't want to, like I care. I love Toxic, just for clarification, but I care too much about feeling like an artist. Do you know what I mean? It's too important to me to kind of just become that guy. Do you know what
Toxic
I mean?
guy.
Yeah. So as time's gone on, I've learned to embrace it more because when you're performing live, bro, it's scenes in there like crazy. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, especially the blacked out Audi, bit like that. People know it. So like I've learned to embrace that. Like, bro, that tune is seriously something special. But yeah, I just didn't want to get boxed in as
that guy. And then what has it been your process trying to get away from it in future? Obviously you made your fans off that. They're tapping in. Like, is it just, all right, I'm going to stay as creative as I fucking can be until these guys see what I can do? Yeah,
of course. Like when we dropped the price of therapy, kind of one of the purposes of that was to like let people know that, okay, this is how I write most of the time. And yeah, you just got to stay consistent with it, whether it was the Daily Duppy, whether it was stuff like today, whether it was whatever it is, whatever comes next, you just got to stay consistent. And so those eyeballs that are now looking at what you're doing, like it can be, you can position that into whatever you want it to be.
They become that cult fan base that will follow you hopefully through. Yeah, that's the goal, right?
Yeah.
Follow you through your different sounds.
Yeah, exactly. And so you also have to be a bit selfish with it. And if you want to, like, first and foremost, if you don't make music for yourself, then it's a job. So like you just got to make music that you feel at the time and whatever feels right. And after Toxic, I didn't want to make another Toxic. I wanted to talk about the pros and cons in Toxic and all weird shit like that.
But it all leads into each other, right? And you wouldn't be talking about that shit if you didn't have that.
Exactly.
So
exactly. It's like a little scrapbook or like a diary that if you listen to my catalogue from right at the start to right at the present, you can almost see like almost like a wavelengths of how I felt here or there. Toxic is there, and then you got the price of therapy, and So yeah, it's just a story really.
Preach, man. Yeah, that's your life, right?
Yes, sir.
Toxic then, 2 quick questions off it. One, what did it feel like to see when you released it, the kind of sales? I guess I know numbers isn't something that everyone wants to follow, but you can't fucking ignore it, yeah?
No,
what was it like to see that happening? And did you expect that? Because you obviously knew the video done crazy shit over the time.
Yeah.
And then you finally got to release it, or you finally did release it, and then this happened. What was that experience?
It was mental because those bars are from a freestyle I did when I was 17.
Crazy.
And then the YouTube video of that original hit 5 million. So I did the Toxic thing almost as a joke because I knew it was almost comical how perfectly it fit. So
the bars are already out there before you did Toxic.
Yeah, so like they were on a freestyle on my second ever Black Box.
Yeah.
And then that went crazy viral. And then so when it hit 5 million, I thought as a little celebration, just hit 5 million, let's do this. Because I knew it sounded hard. Did that and then TikTok got hold of it. And then, so that came out in like 2023 or 4, end of 2023, I think. But the bars had already been about for 6 years. So then when it's doing like 250K first day on Spotify, it's like, bro, like, I don't know. It didn't make sense, but that's the power of TikTok and the world's changing. And yeah, there's a lot of people out there as well.
Bro, the power of repurposing content too. Or in this case, repurposing lyrics, eh?
Yeah,
same things that you've had and probably performed or done whatever for so many years and just one different change, a different beat that people had in their head, nostalgia kicked in.
It was crazy. And like clearing the sample, we didn't ever think it would be possible. So when it first started going viral, we had conversations with different people and they were like, oh, we want to sign this record, and it was at the point, it's like, can you? And it always ended up as like, oh, no, we can't. And then eventually Relentless, who worked the record with me, just came and said, yeah, we've cleared it. And that was it.
So do we know if Britney Spears has heard Toxic?
I have no idea. I'm hoping so.
Bro, look.
But like, I haven't heard anything from old
That
Britney.
would be absolute. The end result to this is, I know, look, Britney Spears is on kind of a weird path in life right now.
Mate, I want her to do one of them weird knife dances. Do you know what I mean? Like fucking.
Imagine her on Instagram.
Mate, that's the dream. I want like 2 lily pads or something with a knife, like fucking man's feeling.
Guys, if that comes up, imagine what it hits after that.
Bro, scenes.
It's all over.
Scenes.
Shout out to Toxic, bro.
And Britney. And Britney.
Shout out Britney, bro. Please, if someone has the connector, Britney, you never know, bro.
You never know.
You never know. Look, more than ever, as we just talked about, it's common nowadays for rappers to try and chase that viral moment, though, where you really do seem like you try and do the opposite. Obviously, you want to push your music where you want it to be and where it needs to be, but you are worried about the artistry inside the songs, sometimes it seems to be prioritized over the artistry. What are your thoughts on other people's... I don't want you to like judge what other people are doing, but can you see where other people are coming from when doing that? Or do you think
of course.
of
course. You need to. It's all about the balance. If you're chasing virality too much, it becomes transparent. But if you completely ignore it, then you're just being stupid. So like, it's just about finding a balance. Like I'm well aware that if I like, we've got stuff in the pipeline that we're working on that we know, like part of the rollout of the tune will be virality on TikTok.
Okay.
So like, you still have to definitely include it in your thoughts. I just think that if you over chase that, it just becomes obvious. And that's what I don't want to, or never will get involved of. I don't want it to feel like obvious, like, oh, okay, that's just formulaic of that. I know, I don't want people to look at what I'm doing and go, I know exactly what you're trying to do.
Yeah. You don't want it to look forced.
Yeah, exactly. But so yeah, there's a balance. Like you need to play into it as well, because that's just the way the world works. And if they don't, I completely respect that as well. But it might not have the same end result. There's just a balance. In
saying that, bro, look, you would have seen online the TikTok issues in America as of late. And this question might not be for you. It's just in my head right now, just chatting there. But the TikTok shit happened in America. How do you see, I guess, the music and the social media world's evolving? Can you see a shift in it, or can you see how it may change over the coming years?
I think streaming will change. I'm not entirely sure whether it will change better for the artist or better for the streaming services, but I think it will change. I mean, just from the top of my head, I could see a streaming service kind of connecting with another app. For example, what Elon Musk is doing with X, I could easily see an app that connects those two where it would be like a form, almost like TikTok in a way, where it's like a form of social media and a streaming service and like everything built into one.
And you never actually know, bro, because the shit we're seeing now, did you expect streaming to go like this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy.
No one would have.
You never know. And like AI and everything going on in the world, it could literally go anywhere. But all I hope is that it goes in favor of the artists and not the suits.
Facts. We can hope and pray, brother. Let's go into some big moments of last year, bro. We can't not talk about it while you're all the way over here too, living more big moments. The first time we had you on the Take Flight podcast, we talked about you playing Reading Festival.
Yeah.
Have you played it twice now? I just want to get my facts right. Or was it?
I played my own set the first year, and then I came out with Brucey and Killowen last year.
So was last year Mainstage set?
Yeah, last year. So the year before was kind of like the one extra tent. I'm not sure whether it's still called that, but it was at the time. And then last year it was Brucey's set on the main stage, which I came out, and Killo's on the Chevron stage, which I came out. And then next year we've got our own set on the main stage.
It's already ready to go.
Yeah, ready to go.
So tell me how you're feeling about that, because again, this is your hometown.
Yeah.
You've gone from attending the festival to now on the way to being the headline, main stage act. Yeah. How's that got to feel, bro?
Mate, it's crazy. It's my favorite thing about it is it's a proper language that anyone can understand, like in terms of family.
Yeah.
So like if I'm speaking to my nan and granddad about music and stuff like that, if you're talking about streaming numbers and stuff like that, it's like, but kind of I'm playing main stage, Reading Festival. It's like it's a universal language of, I don't know. It's a great feeling to be able to make my family feel that as a result of it.
They've seen you get to this point of a festival, I guess they've been to or been tapped into for years.
Exactly.
Their whole lives, maybe.
My mum would have been petrified of me going to Reading Festival when I was like 15, 16, knowing I was going to go get smashed and whatever else comes with festivals. To now, she'll be worried on the side of the stage that the set's going to go okay. Do you know what I mean? So that transition of just have like something tangible for my mum and dad's and nan and granddad, brother, sister, whatever, to see and feel and be a part of is the most magical part about that, because it's a universal family language of, oh, okay, I get it.
He's there. Well, tell me about the moment then. I don't know how the show was organised, whether it was via email, in person. You got the news. You took the news home to your family. Yeah. First reactions?
Carnage.
Carnage?
Well, I would say carnage. Carnage is the wrong word. Just like, it's just pride. It's just like the smiles. I don't know. That's the best feeling. It's just like I'm super proud of you. And that's the best thing someone can say to you, I think.
That's lovely, bro. Speaking of that, other festivals last year, any standout moments? Because all I kept seeing was you in front of thousands of people last year. That I feel like that was the image. I kept seeing videos and photos pop up. Yeah. Any standout moments?
Boardmasters last year was ridiculous. Like that was one of my favorite sets I've ever done ever. The energy was just crazy. I'd never played there or been there before. And there's something about playing a tent. Like when you're playing a tent and like there's people trying to force their way in, and there's just an energy in there that I feel that you don't get from other stages which are just outside. I feel like the sound's better, it feels better. There's almost like a sense of exclusivity to it, like, were you at this set? But Boardmasters was like the peak of all of that, of like, damn, this is...
Well, can I ask, sorry, I'm not tapped into Boardmasters, just a festival, like, certain spot, certain area, certain town?
So it's down near Cornwall, which is like south England, and it's on like a cliff face. And so there's a festival called NAS, which sadly I don't think is about anymore, which is like skating and music.
Okay.
But Boardmasters is surfing and music. It's like a surfing and music festival on the beach. And it's one of the most popular ones, but it's just like 6 hours away from my house. I've never been.
Yeah, hectic.
But yeah.
You got to perform there?
Yeah.
Crazy crowds?
Crazy, bro.
Awesome,
crazy.
bro. And in saying that, bro, big festivals, big shows, has there been any like crazy fan moments, I guess? Because like you said, all eyes on you for certain songs, and it's just grown in certain ways. Has there been any crazy fan moments so far? Or any that stick out?
Yeah, I mean, you do get some crazy fan interactions, which sometimes catch you off guard. I don't know if I can think of any off the top of my head, which would like stick out, but like you get to meet a big variety of different people. I'll put it that way. People express love in different ways.
Yeah.
It's I'm so lucky with the fan base that I have, because we kind of almost grew up together in a way, especially people pre-Toxic, stuff like that. They've watched me grow up. So I'm very lucky that everyone's always super respectful and nice, and like it's like a big family. So it feels
Shout
good.
out Songer Fans. You don't have like a fan base name, do you? You know what I mean?
Nah,
none of that. Shout out Songer Fans, bro.
They're the boys.
Come on. Look, very successful year last year for yourself, in my opinion, from what I've seen from this side, brother. So congrats on that. Next steps, bro, just this one specifically, because obviously there's a lot of Australians who, you know, and a lot of talk about Australian rappers making noise in the UK. And then from this side, it looks like now UK rappers trying to make noise in the US, or maybe not trying, but it's happening. Yeah. It's most definitely happening. Is that something you like have looked to trying to do as of yet?
Yeah, of course. We spent some time in New York this year. Just like, I feel like with America, it's got to be feet on the floor. Like you have to be there to start making some noise. It's something Sench has done unbelievably well. Like unbelievably well. If he targets a market, he's there. Like, so hopefully I want to spend some more time in the US and just do the groundwork, do tiny shows and build up and sit in meetings and talk and meet producers and this and that. So I think it will come. It will definitely be something we want to do, because the more markets, the better. And I also love traveling. So,
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
And you know, I see the day coming because I'm a high believer in Australia cracking other markets too, which is like something like 1-4 has done for us in the UK in a way, right? People are still getting accustomed to our accent and whatnot. But the more people that hear it, the more people that are going to start, and the same is happening with the US and the UK, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, I know it is the obvious example, but with Sench, like it isn't just about a UK rapper breaking America. That breaks the gap for anywhere to anywhere.
Hard.
Do you know what I mean? It's not just like about UK rap in US. That also breaks the gap or bridges the gap of US to Oz, or Oz to UK, or French to UK, or whatever. It isn't just a USA UK thing. That opens doors everywhere of like, oh, I just like whatever I want.
I love you putting it that way, bro, because it's 100% fact, and something I really want to see happen, because music is so fucking universal. It's really now these days it's just the accents people are got to get used to, right? Because sounds are so similar here, there, and everywhere that the only difference is an accent that comes out of your mouth, and maybe the way you dress. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, it's inevitable. Yeah, like I feel like a lot of it is also pride. Like people in the UK are super proud of their music. I know Australia's the same, and same in the US and any other market, but I feel like it is inevitable that bridge will just,
it'll come.
Yeah.
It'll be built.
Literally.
All right, 2 last quick ones then. Since we're talking about Sench, how do you feel about his
project?
No, not even his project, bro. Oh, you could tell me about that. Probably don't have time. His Tech Fleece comments, bro. Did you see the ruckus going on the internet?
Oh, well, because as Rory said that he didn't.
He tried to say that, or he said that he had an impact on the US wearing it, and then the whole internet lost their fucking minds. Yeah,
I did see something about that, and I saw a comment which I thought was true. It's like no one is saying Sench is the first person to wear a tech fleece or like wear a tech fleece out, but I mean it's about a trend, and he's definitely part of the ingredients that made that trend.
Pop.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's go.
He wore it to the Brits or whatever it was.
The huge stages for it to be. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Good answer. Great answer. Lastly, bro, I've heard you already have plans to come back. You're here right now to Australia. Yeah. Is there anything you can reveal about coming back? Also, like just future plans for the rest of this year, brother. Wrap us up what we've got to look forward to.
Yeah, I mean, it's full on album mode this year. Okay. Like this one, I mean, I say this about every project that I make, but this album right here is such a pivotal point in my life and my career. It's 2025. I'm going to be turning 25 this year. I want this album to be representative of like, okay, this is the best album by a mile, not only that I've ever made, but that of the year.
Let's go.
Like, I want a classic. I've always said it. I'm chasing it, but this one feels, I don't know, it feels right. It feels, I'm a bit weird with kind of like energies and stuff like that. Not, I don't like little rocks and stuff like that, but I can feel when something is making sense, and this album is making sense 100 times over. So that's the main goal this year, and then tour it. But we're not going to just tour the UK. We're going to do Australia, New Zealand, Europe, UK, everywhere. Hopefully US.
Let's go.
So yeah, I think October is looking likely to be
back here.
Yes, sir.
Bro, we'll stay tapped in.
Yeah,
Back in the
always.
Take Flight studio. Nah, this time I'll come to you. Let's go.
Appreciate
I
it.
appreciate your time, bro. Flip the switch. Out now.
Oh, no.
All right. Run it back 8,000 more times right after this. Again, appreciate your time, brother.
Appreciate
I'll
you.
see you on stage tonight, yeah?
Shout out
Let's
Take
go.
Flight every single time.
Hey, it's your boy Wings. It's Take Flight Songer.
But-
Here we
but-
are.